G'day legends, and in today's video I'm going to be breaking down why I know in my heart that JDM will be sleeping Belal Muhammad and making the welterweight division feel like it's the golden age of MMA again. He's going to do it single-handedly. When JDM gets that belt back, you are going to be sitting there being like, oh, it's 2016 again. Things are good. Things are flowing. Massive events. No one's ducking each other. Contenders are fighting contenders. Oh, that's what it's going to feel like when JDM wins this belt, boys. Now I know, I get it. Belal Muhammad, he's been dominant. He's on a dominant run. You know, well done to Belal. Well done to Belal. Everyone gets a lucky streak every now and then. That's good. But I mean, let's face it. Has it been impressive? Yeah. Has it been show-stopping? You know, with Belal's dominance, there does come a lot of holes in his game. There are a lot of holes in Belal's game. Yes, he's dominant, but when you start to break it down, you can actually see openings on Belal Muhammad, and that is where JDM, inside of those openings, is where JDM is going to be inserting his dominance. It's not just because I'm an Aussie that I can see this. I think a lot of people are starting to see this, right? We all know that Belal Muhammad, he's a pressure fighter. Yeah, he likes to punch his way into close range. He likes to jab, get himself in there, and then get his opponents up against the back of the cage. And then when his opponents have got their back to the cage, that's when he blasts in on the hips, and on the hips, and he keeps them up against the cage there. Now, is it fun to watch? No, it isn't. No, it isn't. But is it effective? Yes, it is. It's like missionary. You know what I mean? It's not particularly thrilling, but it gets the job done. That's Belal. Or for something a little bit less crass, he's like a peanut butter and jam sandwich. You know what I mean? It'll fill you up, but it's not exactly turn cooking with Volk's head, is it? And I get why you might think it's hard to criticize Belal Muhammad on his style, right? He has had a lot of success with this style. But the thing is, really, who has he had success against, mate? Like, honestly, now welterweight is heating up. But when Belal Muhammad was rising up through the rankings of welterweight, like, all right, you held Wonderboy against the cage. Like, cool story, bro. You held Wonderboy down. Like, you want a fucking medal or something? All right, you grappled Wonderboy. You want a title shot for grappling the karate guy? Who cares? Who cares? Then Vicente Luque, all right, but we all know Vicente Luque was on his way out. Sean Brady wanted to play the game with you. The Sean Brady you beat is not the Sean Brady we have now, that's for sure. Then you're in there with a one-armed Gilbert Burns. And you couldn't even finish a one-armed Gilbert Burns. You couldn't finish a one-armed Gilbert Burns. Where us and JDM and we had one arm and we beat Gilbert Burns. You couldn't finish a one-armed Gilbert Burns. We had one arm and we finished Gilbert Burns. Because we're built different, brother. Built different, bro. We're built different. That's the point of the fight, right? And then you got the Leon fight. The guy who needs ranged to have the perfect pretty fight. He's got to pepper his shots on the outside. He's got to be the pretty kickboxer on the outside. JDM isn't these guys, bro. JDM isn't these guys. You want to be able to push forward and tank shots to get on the inside? No problem, mate. That's what JDM wants you to do. Sure, you can push forward against the karate wonder boy. He's got to float around on the outside, and if you push him up against the cage, suddenly he hasn't got room for karate. You can push forward against him, and touchy Leon Edwards, you can push forward against him, and little pillow hands Brady, yeah, that isn't going to hurt you when he touches you. Sean Brady can dominate you for an entire round. You won't get off a single strike, and Sean Brady won't hurt you with these pillow hands. And then you got a one-armed Burns. Yeah, have fun rushing into rage against those guys. But against a clean, sharp, body, uppercut style of JDM, against what is essentially the Ilia Topuria of welterweight, Belal is going to be eating fists. That's what JDM is, man. That is what JDM is. He is the Ilia of welterweight. The anti-grappling mixed with the boxing. They're essentially the same person. Same person. Ilia Topuria and JDM are the same person pretty much. That's why JDM, he's going to make Belal look like Max Holloway, man. He's going to make Belal, like the way Max looked, the way Volk looked against Ilia Topuria, that's the same ending that's coming to Belal. Because he's built different, bro. He's built different. Belal, right, he sold you all of a lie. He sold you all of a lie by just pressuring guys who are only good on the outside, yeah? But JDM, he's a master on the outside, but he's also a master on the inside. When you're up inside, and if you've got him backed up against the cage, no problem. No problem. He's going to throw hooks to the body. He loves that uppercut shot. When you're really in close, he will happily go for that lead step-in elbow. JDM is comfortable completely on the inside. Much like myself. Anyway, different story. The point is, JDM completely comfortable on that inside range, and that takes away Belal Muhammad's super weapon, right? His super weapon of pushing people up against the cage. No problem, mate. No problem. Inside range, outside range, doesn't matter. On the grappling, doesn't matter. JDM is one of those scary fighters where he knows how to use every tool in the toolbox, right? We just got done talking about Ian Gary, yeah? And that what makes Ian Gary dangerous and what makes him good is the fact that he'll know when to grapple a striker. He'll know when to strike the grappler. Like, he knows when to pull out the right tool. So does JDM, yeah? He knows on outside the kind of boxing he needs. He knows on the inside the kind of boxing he needs. And then the moment the wrestler takes a shot, he's on it. And Belal will hate this, yeah? Like, we have seen with Belal that when the going gets tough, there is quit in him. There's quit in him. One eye poke, he's out. Which isn't a problem to fighters like Bisping, who didn't even have one eye, you know? Blind Volk in round 4 against Diego Lopez. Did Blind Volk look for a way out? No. He just kept charging forward. Why? Because they're built different, bro. They're built different, brother. Built different. One-eyed Volk can't see. He's built different. One arm against Gilbert Burns, broken forearm underneath him. Doesn't matter, brother. Built different, bro. He's built different. In Brian Ortega's vice grip, just shucks his way out. That's what comes from this island. Built different, brother. And that is the final nail in the coffin for Belal, yeah? If he wants to lead the dance, he's going to be getting damaged, yeah? And if you think JDM's grappling hasn't gotten better since the Hafayez debacle, mate, the bloody debacle that was the Hafayez fight, yeah? That's like pretending that Yuri's head movement hasn't gotten any better. Obviously, it's gotten better, you know? You know he's been using that Alexander Volkanovski work ethic to continue to improve his grappling, yeah? So many times when people lose the grappling against Belal Muhammad, it's because they want to play the game with you. Even just in MMA in general, right? When they're losing on the grappling, it's because they want to play the grappling game. They're quite happy in their guard, they're trying to do damage, they're trying to throw up submissions, whatever. But when you're focused on just scrambling to get back up, that makes it a lot better. Rather than trying to wrestle ego or win like Leon Edwards does, it's all about just trying to scramble back up onto your feet. And what we've seen with guys who want to scramble back up onto their feet is that the pretty kickboxers, they'll start to hesitate because they're worried about it. JDM won't have that, dude. JDM will lay on the pressure. We are laying on the pressure because we're built different, bro. We are built different. He was shucking off Gilbert Burns with one arm. Gilbert Burns would blast a double leg, and JDM one arm doesn't even matter. Yeah, he was taking heavy shots from Gilbert Burns in on the hips, and he still was working his way back up. He was getting single legs, back control, all sorts, and with one arm, Jack got back up. You know why? Do you know why? Because we're built different. Jack is getting back up with no quit. And when he gets back up, he's going to start laying on the pressure. And every time Belal comes forward, Jack is going to clip him and hurt him bad, yeah? And the scar tissue from Leon Edwards' elbows, that scar tissue is going to start to open back up, yeah? And Belal might try and get him down again, but Jack is just going to scramble back up, Craig Jones style. Craig Jones grappling to get himself back up. And Belal's going to have to go in again and then crack! There's going to be a knee up the middle. And Belal, he's going to be all wobble to try and wrestle Jack down, but Jack's going to get up again. Now Belal's going to be hesitating because he knows that every single time he tries to get on that inside range, yeah, he's getting cracked with something. So maybe he'll try his Belal Muhammad pillow Canelo hands, his pillow-fisted jab. And Jack, he fucking rips to the body, mate. Bang to the body. And Belal curls up a little bit. He feels the force of that body shot, and then fucking bang! What was that? It was like a horse kicking you in the side of the head. and that's just Jack's left hook. And cracks him, mate. Jack Della Maddalena, he's on him now. And Belal, he's looking up at the clock and he's like, fuck me, it's the start of the 4th round. I've got to take him back down again. But there's blood in his eyes and his face. And his breathing hurts from the body shots that he's just been hit with. And he goes in, he sees Jack Della Maddalena marching towards him like Ilia Topuria, but it's welterweight. And Belal knows he's got to take him back down, so he shoots a desperation double. He shoots a desperation shot, and then fucking whoop! There's a knee straight to the face. And pain rockets up Belal's broken nose, and he's crying again, like when Leon just barely touched him in the eye. And Jack Topuria is on him now. Built different, brother. He's built different. The body shots, hands up, hands down to protect the body, and a big overhand. And Belal, he goes down onto the mat. Mark Goddard is rushing forward to try and save his life. It's over. And Jack Della Maddalena, Jack Ilia Topuria is the welterweight champion of the world, and he calls out Shavkat, and Brittany Palmer throws down the sign for the 5th round, and she jumps the fucking cage. She's trying to make out with Jack Della Maddalena. She's so impressed by it, and Jack just shucks her off. He goes, not today, sweetheart. I'm going to get back in the gym. I got Shavkat next. And he gives her a little pat on the ass and sends her on her way. This is what is going to be happening at UFC 315. and Ian Gary instantly calls up Hunter Campbell and says that he wants to move down and chase Paddy Pimblett at lightweight. This is the way it's going to go, boys. It's over for Belal Muhammad. I've seen a premonition of the future. This is how it's going to be. You mark my word. Save this on YouTube. Someone send this to archive.com. This is how it's going to go down. JDM is going to fucking crack Belal when he comes in for his inside Canelo hands. And he's going to crumple him to the mat. Round 4, TKO, maybe even a clean KO, knee up the center. Jack Della Maddalena, built different, defeats Belal Muhammad. That's what's up. That's the way it's going to go. If this is your first time here, welcome. My name is Dougie, and I make an MMA video every single day of the week, Monday through Friday. MMA video of the week, every day of the week, Monday through Friday. And I go live at least 3 times a week. If you want to know when all that happens, you hit that subscription bell down there. Let me know down there in the comments, what round do you reckon Jack's going to get it done in? Let me know about that down there in the comments. How do you think Jack Della made it? What round and by what method? Is he going to use his knees, his body shots, crispy little overhand? How do you think Jack is going to get it done? Put that down there in the comments. And if you're one of the paying members of the channel, thank you so much. Your name's up on the next slide, and you guys have a great day. I'll see you in the next video.